What should I invest in right now? That's a question I've been getting a lot lately. And if you're an investor, you're probably asking yourself the same thing. And while I can't tell you what you should invest in, I'm going to tell you what I am investing in right now. Now, I want to emphasize the point right now because markets are always changing. Well, the crypto markets are always going 24/7, but the stock market is 5 days a week and so on. But the markets are always changing, so it really depends on when you're watching this video. So again, this is my opinion, and this is right now. The thing is I see a lot of people asking me about crypto right now, and understandably so. I own a lot of crypto. It's a big portion of my portfolio, probably too big of a portion, but that's because I've had extremely large gains, particularly in the past year. So, what I see happening a lot is people making the mistake of judging past performance and thinking that that's going to be the future performance as well. So, for example, Bitcoin's over $50,000 right now, so it's getting a lot of attention. There's a lot of buzz around Bitcoin, and people are very bullish, even calling for $200,000 Bitcoin, $1 million Bitcoin. But for Bitcoin to go up 10 times, it would have to be over $500,000. That's pretty expensive. And it may hit that, but there's no reason why, you know, we should be thinking it's going to hit that within the next year, especially because it just came off from a low within the past year. In fact, I bought some Bitcoin at around 3,500, maybe $4,000 for Bitcoin less than a year ago. So it's already had a huge 10x gain in less than 1 year. I mean, that's already a spectacular move. You really should have got in when it was at a low and not FOMO in and try to buy it at an all time high. So, this is investing 101, but it's the hardest thing for people to do. I know I FOMO'd into the real estate market in 2006 because I couldn't take it anymore and I wanted to buy a property and I ended up getting in at the top and it was a huge investing mistake. So I swore I wouldn't let that happen again. I think you're way better off being patient, waiting for a bottom and jumping in. And even if you have to save up some dollars to get in there, and I don't have any dollars right now. I'm all in. So I don't like having a lot of dollars on the side because I love to have my money working for me. But instead of getting in at a high, I think it'd be much smarter to save your money and wait for a nice, healthy pullback. And while we have had a pullback in the crypto market, I would still be reluctant to put a large amount of money in, considering that the prices were 1/10 as much within the past year. What I see is I see people seeing the top up here and seeing the low and thinking, man, what a nice rise. I want to get it so I get a nice rise like that. But what we all know is that things are cyclical. Markets, especially, are cyclical. They go up, they go down. It's just like life. You have your up days, you have your down days, or if you've ever gambled before, you'll notice sometimes you'll have winning streaks and losing streaks. Some nights you'll be up a lot, some nights you'll be down a lot. I mean, I've had some amazing winning streaks on the blackjack table. And, it feels at the time like it could go on forever, but it never does. And neither does a bull market. In fact, uh, one of the telltale signs of a bull market is when people think it can go on forever. And, right now it kind of feels like that. We've had a little bit of a pullback. So, you know, I there's starting to be some question and a little bit of concern, but I still think the general stock market is very overvalued at the moment. Now, if you look at real estate, near its all-time high. You look at major stock indexes and major stocks near all-time highs. Look at Bitcoin, all-time high. A lot of cryptos, not all, but a lot of cryptos are in their all-time highs as well. You don't want to buy high and then panic and sell low, which is what I see people do. We all know you want to buy low and sell high. But that's hard because it's counterintuitive. Another adage in the investing world is you want to be greedy when others are fearful and be fearful when others are greedy. So basically, what you want to do is you want to buy undervalued assets and then sell them when they are fairly valued or hopefully overvalued, because things do tend up to be in a bubble. And that's when you want to sell, is when it's in a bubble. And that's when everyone else wants to buy. And that's how people get wrecked. They get in too late. And I'm making this video to kind of help prevent that, because I see that happening so much because everyone's hit me up about crypto. Again, I'm bullish on crypto. I have it. I haven't sold very much of it. I've been taking profits because it's just the right thing to do when you're up 10 or 15 times on your money in a year. So I've been taking some profits, but I'm still expecting it to go up. But the upside potential isn't nearly what it was a year ago when I bought it. So you have to look for another asset that is undervalued, that has a lot of upside potential, and hopefully not a lot of downside potential. Because if you look at the history of crypto, they've had major pullbacks the whole time. You know, we're talking 90% pullbacks. So, you don't want to get in right now near an all-time high and then have it drop down 50 to 90%. Especially because not only are you down money, but you want to be buying in when it's down 80% when no one else wants it. And right now, the only asset that is undervalued that I can think of, the one asset that is really needed and is extremely undervalued is silver. Silver is half of its high in 1980. So 30 years later, it's selling for half as much as it sold for at its high in 1980. Why is that? Well, the price is being suppressed a lot. There's a big silver story. I've done other videos. There's plenty of other people who's been talking about silver. I mean, I've been in this game for 13, 14 years now. And the problem is that it's manipulated, so it's like, well, it's not, the price isn't going anywhere, so no one wants it. Right now, people don't want it because they look and they see, look, it's half the price it was in 1980. Why would I want to hold on to that thing? Well, I'll give you an answer, and the answer is because it's the only undervalued asset to buy right now. So if you want to buy something, I would say buy that. Yes, the manipulation may continue, and it may continue longer than what we want. But if you're buying in today, at least you're not waiting since 2007 like I have been. You're getting in when it's close to the time to where the value of the metal is revalued. Because at some point, it's got to happen. It's inevitable. And I'm going to get into some of the reasons why now. First is it's an industrial metal, meaning it's used up by industry. And that demand is growing while the supply is shrinking. We've had a deficit the past few years. The amount that we are mining is becoming less and less. It's because it's getting harder to find mines, especially high grade mines, which means it's cheap to mine it. So in order for us to get more silver, which we're going to need into the future, we're going to have a higher silver price in order to incentivize mines to start mining it. And it takes 10 to 20 years to get a silver mine going. So even if the price jumps up today, it's going to be a while before some of these new mines are created and actually producing silver. So it's only a matter of time. It's a mathematical formula. If we continue to use more than what we are mining, it can't go on forever. I mean, a lot of it is investor demand. It's not just the people that are buying it and using it, but still the people that are using it is becoming more and more, especially with this Green New Deal and all the stuff the Biden administration is pushing with solar panels and EVs. I mean, when silver hit its high in 1950, we didn't have nearly the uses. See, what happened is throughout history, gold and silver, just the stockpile just kept increasing. As we would mine it, we would hoard it. But then we started learning all these new uses in the modern day. In the past 30 years, we figured out all these different uses for silver. And so we've been using it. Whereas gold, we just hoard it for the most part. We barely use any gold. And silver, we are actually using it So the supply is actually kind of shrinking, and it's getting harder to find because most silver was found near the surface. So we are on the brink of a supply crunch. It could happen any day. It may take a few years, and it just, maybe something unforeseeable could change that and maybe make it take longer. But it looks like it's the safest bet, especially if you're not looking for a quick return. If you're willing to wait out this period, that is what I would do. And it's wise to start off buying just physical metal because you hold it, it's tangible, it's right there. But if you want to get some extra leverage, there are some great opportunities in mining stocks. And so, like, let's say if the price of silver doubles, so it's 100% gain, maybe the mining stock will go up 200% or 500%, depending on which one you buy. So there's even more upside potential with a mining stock, but there's more risk because, it's a company and it's just a risky business. It's the nature of it. So those are some options. If you want to get into crypto or general stocks, my advice would be to wait for a major pullback. I mean, if you only have $50 or $100, or you want to start putting in $100 a month, okay, go ahead and do it now. And if it goes down, try to throw in more, and you'll dollar cost average. And I think that will be good because I think over the next 5 or 10 years, I think crypto will be higher. It's just who knows which crypto will win, or which crypto or cryptos will be here in 5 or 10 years from now. It's very new technology. We There's really no precedence for what we're seeing right now in the crypto market. Whereas we have thousands of years of precedence with silver and gold. But silver is more undervalued right now. It's more manipulated with price pressure keeping it down. So that's where the play is, in my opinion, right now. And if you are interested in picking some silver stocks, there's a couple different ways of going about it. I have a video, it's fairly recent, on my YouTube channel. It's called Helpful Resources for Investing in the Mining Stocks. There's got some free resources for you if you watch that, and some information where you can go and learn more if you're thinking about getting into the sector. Also, if you want to get into mining stocks, I have another option where you can pay me $50. I don't even have like a button for it on my website, but if you comment below, I will let you know what to do. And I have like a post pandemic survival workbook that's mostly focused on my stock picks right now, with some other info that I think could be the most valuable information on the planet, that I throw in there too as well. So for $50, I think it's the best thing that you could do with your money, really. If you know where you can get something that valuable for $50 or less, let me know in the comments, and I'll check it out because I'd love to buy it. But I did get my picks curated through David Morgan. He's an expert in the industry. If you're in the industry, you know he's a well-known name. And I've been in the silver world since 2007 and went all in 2008. But I'm new to the mining stocks, so it's wise to leave it to a professional because most of the companies won't amount to anything. There's a famous saying, show me a mine and I'll show you a liar standing with a hole in the ground. And because it's just a really risky, tough business. So most of the mining companies won't do anything. I mean, maybe they'll go up when it's a bubble, but most of them just aren't viable projects. It's just the nature of it. So you want to piggyback off the experience of a professional, and David Morgan's the one that I chose. I'll have a link to David Morgan's video, his premium membership, in the description of this video. So if you're watching on YouTube, maybe not if you're watching on Facebook, but you can message me and I'll send it to you. His membership, you can pay monthly, but if you pay yearly, you save a little bit, and it's $500 per year. So far, I'm happy with it, but you can get most of the information, you can get most of like the stocks that he's picking if you sign up with me, and it's only 10% of the cost. Now, of course, he's going to give you a lot of more information, and he's going to keep you up to date over the next 12 months. So maybe you might want to get it off me for $50, or just maybe sign up for a monthly membership with David Morgan, whatever you choose to do. I think is good, and either way, it helps me out. But if you just want the simplest way of going about it, you can just go on ahead and go to your local coin dealer. If they have silver, I would go ahead and buy some. I like just 1 ounce rounds, but I'm actually wanting to get some junk silver, which is 90% silver, and that's because it's smaller. If silver goes up from $25 to $100, and you have 1 ounce increments, and you want something, you want to trade, let's say just, I mean, it's a crazy scenario, but it's a crazy world, especially over the past year. We end up in a situation where you want to trade something for silver. You don't want to just have $100 bills, basically $100 increments of silver. Whereas you go and you get 90%. Not only is it less silver, but it's also smaller, like less weight of silver. So you can get dimes, nickels, quarters, and I think that would be very useful. And if you're only going to get a little bit, that would probably be my best recommendation at the moment, given just the way things are going. The banking system is on the verge of a crisis, probably. The banks are just printing up money. Um, they're being told to just spend as much as they can, as much as they need to. And this is typically something that you see during periods of hyperinflation, which are usually accompanied by a currency crisis that leads to huge, huge precious metals bull run. So I am anticipating that and cryptos to keep continue, but I'm already all in on cryptos. And right now, I've been taking profits from my cryptos since they're up so much and putting it into the only asset class that I see that is undervalued right now, and that is precious metals, specifically silver and silver stocks. I hope that was educational and hopefully fun. Hopefully, you're into this stuff like I do, or maybe it inspires you to be more interested in it. I think this is a really big deal. It's a really big part of life because money is connected to everything, and we're all going to be affected by this next wealth transfer, whether we like it or not. And wealth is going to either be transferred to us or from us. That's a part of how this game works. But now that you know what you can use this information to set yourself up, maybe for life, maybe even for your kids' life, and create generational wealth that can change the path your family takes and change the decisions that you can make in the future. When we go into these rough times, you'll have, money is decision making power. You'll have the power to make more decisions because you made a decision today. So make the right decision and the stars will align. That's how I see it. That's what I'm doing with my life. And I hope it offers you some peace, some optimism, some hope for the future, like it does for me. Give me a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and hopefully I'll see you in a future video.